Start ya. Oke. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Oke, good afternoon everybody.
Good afternoon.
Okay, thank you so much. So today, in this afternoon, we're gonna have a presentation from 6 group. Yes, this group, me myself as moderator, and then Bu Evita, Mariana, and also Bu Moji. Okay. So we have 4 people here. Okay. And then for the first presentation, it will be presented by Bu Moji, Bu Evita, right?
Yes.
Okay, for Bu Evita, time is yours.
Thank you. The first slide is about language variation as change and progress. Language variation refers to the difference that exists in language usage among different individuals, groups, regions, or social contexts. Next slide, please. This variation can manifest in various forms, such as pronunciation, vocabulary, and grammar. For example, the pronunciation is between 100 in 1400 and 1600, and it went through a major change in the pronunciation of vowels, known as the Great English Vowel Shift. For example, Old English, the word he and heu, and the Middle English, it refers to he and she. Another example is the word hit and here, and later it changed into it and thing. The grammar changed. For example, in 1100s, English speaker dropped a lot of suffixes, changing the language grammar. Next slide, please. Okay, slide 4. Language change is a natural and ongoing process influenced by factors such as social, cultural, and technological developments. These changes can occur within a single language or across different languages. Language variation as change in progress means that language is constantly evolving and undergoing transformations. These changes can be driven by a range of factors, for example, converge or similar, diverse, less similar, or mutually unintelligible or pidgin. Second, migration, globalization, and the third is social dynamics. And next slide, please. Slide 4. Internally motivated language change. First, coalesced. For example, the word that has been coalesced, the word meat and meat sounds the same, horse and horse. And then phonemic coalescence, a horse with an S, a house with a Z. For example, is phonemic split in the word thin and the word thing. And the fourth changes is allophonic. For example, in letter P in pen is aspirated. P in Spain is not. And the 6th slide. I return to the moderator.
Okay, thank you so much, Bu Evita. And then continue the presentation. It will be presented by Mariana. For Mariana, time is yours.
Enggak. Ini masih Bu Evi nih punya bagian. Aku kan slide 8.
Okay,
slide 6. Okay. External motivated change. For example, in Middle Ages, after the Norman invasion in England, one considered truly well educated if he spoke in Latin. So the most educated person will speak in Latin, and for the noble or gentry will speak in French, and as a commoner or ordinary people, they will speak in English. Okay, next slide 7.
Udah.
This variation can include differences in pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, and even cultural differences. Stable variation can be influenced by factors such as geographical isolation, cultural identity, historical developments, and social norms. For example, certain dialects spoken in isolated region may retain older linguistic features that have been lost in other varieties of the same language. Okay, thank you. The next slide I will return to the moderator.
Okay, Mariana, please.
Okay, thank you for the time. Number 3, the role of speaker and language change. Language change can happen through conscious or unconscious action of individual and communities. Speakers play a crucial role in language change through language use, innovation, and division. New words, phrase, and grammatical structure can emerge as individual create novel ways of expressing themselves. Jadi dalam peran penutur dalam perubahan bahasa ini, perubahan bahasa dapat terjadi mulai melalui tindakan sadar atau tidak sadar dari individu dan masyarakat. Nah, pembicara memainkan peran penting dalam perubahan bahasa melalui penggunaan bahasa, inovasi, dan difusi. Nah, kata-kata baru, frase, dan struktur tata bahasa dapat muncul ketika individu menciptakan cara baru untuk mengekspresikan diri. Nah, next slide. Number 4, gender and language change assumption about gender rules. The language change can also be influenced by assumption and stereotype about gender rules. Jadi yang dimaksud dengan ini adalah bahwa perubahan bahasa juga dapat dipengaruhi oleh asumsi dan stereotip tentang peran gender. Nah, masyarakat sering memegang harapan dan norma tertentu mengenai perilaku, peran, dan atribut penggunaan bahasa, dan berkontribusi pada variasi dan perubahan linguistik. Nah, misalnya bahasa mungkin memperlihatkan kosakata berdasarkan gender atau ciri-ciri tata bahasa yang mencerminkan norma-norma sosial. The next slide, number 5, change in an individual speech over a lifetime age grading. Nah, language change is not only observed at a societal level, but also at the individual level. An individual speech can undergo change over their lifetime, influenced by various factors, including age. Age grading refers to the phenomenon where individuals' language use change and adapt as they progress through different stages of life. An example of age grading can be seen in the acquisition of language by children. Jadi di sini perubahan bahasa tidak hanya diamati pada tingkat masyarakat, tetapi juga pada tingkat individu. Nah, pidato individu ini dapat mengalami perubahan selama hidup mereka. Nah, dipengaruhi oleh berbagai faktor, termasuk usia. Penilaian usia mengacu pada fenomena di mana penggunaan bahasa individu berubah dan beradaptasi saat mereka berkembang melalui berbagai tahap kehidupan. Nah, contoh penilaian usia dapat dilihat pada pemolehan bahasa oleh anak. Nah, seiring bertambahnya usia anak-anak, pola bicara mereka berubah dan menjadi lebih mirip dengan ucapan orang dewasa. Misalnya seorang anak kecil mungkin mengatakan saya berlari, I run. Nah, kalau alih-alih mengatakan I run. Nah, as they are in the process of acquiring the correct past tense form. Jadi karena mereka sedang dalam proses memperoleh bentuk lampau yang benar. Nah, seiring bertambahnya usia mereka, nah ucapan mereka pun juga secara bertahap sejalan dengan norma linguistik bahasa orang dewasa. Nah, maybe this is my explanation. Therefore, time I'll return to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for Mariana, especially my group. Thank you so much for Bu Eftita and also Mariana. And then now it's time for question. Do you guys, if you want to, if you have a question for my group, please up your hand.
Maria ya, aku mau nanya.
Okay,
Tes, dengar nggak?
Yes, please.
Okay. Give me a reason why it's difficult to give a specific number of language existence.
Okay,
Itu
please.
aja.
Can you repeat, Maria?
Give me reason why is it difficult to give a specific number of language existence.
Okay,
Udah
thank you
bisa?
so much. I have already noted your question. And then please, another question, please.
From me.
Who is that?
Ditulis saja pertanyaannya, disuruh tulis saja, Mbak Dini.
Yes, please, guys. Please write your question. Okay, thank you so much, Manita. And then one more, please. The last question.
Dari saya.
Yes, please.
Okay, my question. What is isolate and give me some example?
Okay, thanks.
Saya tulis di.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, for the first question from Maria, and then second question from Mbak Menita, and then the last question from Mbak Asti. Okay, for the first Mbak Menita question will be answered by Bu Eftita. Okay.
Okay, the first question is, why is it difficult to give a specific number of language existence? It could be some factors. First factors are when the language is mutually unintelligible. And second could be political factors. And the third, the resources and records. I will explain the first factors. If a language is two languages is mutually unintelligible, it happens when two or more languages are not understandable to each other. It means that it is hard to know where a language stops or when a dialect began. For example, imagine it, there are 4 villages, each of them has their own languages. Village 1, Village 2, Village 3, and Village 4. When it comes to interaction, 1 and 2 can understand each other. And when Village 1 to Village 3, they still can understand each other, but they will realize there are some differences. It means that they have dialect. But when it comes to Village 1 to Village 4, both of them does not understand each other. It means that they both mutually unintelligible. And the second reason is political factors. For example, in India and Pakistan, both languages are mutually intelligible, but the government decide they will make it different. For example, the Urdu dialect or Pakistan dialect with Arabic for borrowing words, and the Indian will choose Sanskrit language for borrowing words. And another example is in China. There are 7 languages, but the government decide they will use the same transcription. They use the same letters to the 7 unintelligible languages. And the last one is the records, the resources and the records. For languages, a very old language, sometimes it's very difficult to gather. Perhaps this is very old, or the record is not available. Not like today. Today there is internet, there is a modern record that enable us to record those languages. Okay, that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Bu Eftita. How about Menita? You got it? The answer? Mbak Menita? Okay, I think so. So I will next another question from Mbak Maria ya.
Mbak Asti dulu.
Here the question. Okay. Which one? First. Okay, for Mbak Asti, will be answered by Mariana.
Okay, thank you. I will try to answer your question from Asti. What is isolate, and give me some example. I will try to answer. Isolate is a term used by linguists to describe language that after years of careful study, it doesn't have any evidence of being related to any other language near or far. Nah, jadi isolate ini adalah istilah yang digunakan oleh ahli bahasa untuk menggambarkan bahasa yang setelah bertahun-tahun dipelajari dengan cermat. Nah, tidak memiliki bukti terkait dengan bahasa lain, dekat ataupun jauh. Contoh, Basque and Spain and French and Ainu in Japan and Korean language. Nah, maybe that's from me and time kembalikan kepada Miss Dini.
Okay, thank you so much, Mariana. And how about the answer, Mbak Asti? You get it?
Okay, thank you for the answer, Miriana.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. And then the last question from Maria. This question is, give me reason why it is difficult to give a specific number of language existence. Okay, I will answer me myself. Okay, my answer. There are several factors here. The first one, mutually unintelligible, and then second, political factors, and then third, the researches and the courts. One, unintelligible. It happens when two or more languages are not understandable to each other. And then it means that it's hard to know where a language stopped or when a dialect began. For example, imagine it, there are 4 villages. Each of them has their own language. And village 1 can interact with village 2 easily, and then it means their languages are mutually intelligible. Village 2 and Village 3 both can also interact with each other easily, although there's somewhat difference about their languages. It means here they have different dialect. But when it comes to Village 1 with Village 4, both of them cannot understand each other. It means also their language are mutually unintelligible. And the similarity between Village 1 and Village 2, Village 2 and Village 3 and Village 4 are known as dialect continuum. Factor 2, political factors. The decision of political or policy will alter their image through language has a range of consequences such as alphabet differentiation. For example, Indian, Hindi, and Pakistan Urdu, they both sound the same like American English and standard British English, but diverge in writing and borrowing. Politics could also result in language suppression. And in China, there are 7 major dialects, or the government take them as language. The language are mutually unintelligible but share the same writing system. And the last factor, factor number 3, the researches and record of extinct language. Example, the evidence of language in centuries ago is difficult to be collected. It has to be collected through artifacts writing. It means here that the linguists have to work together with archaeologists, being compared to today's records when technologies is well developed. Okay, that is the 3 factors from me, my answer. For Maria, you get it? Hello, Maria. Are you here? Okay. So those all the three questions from you guys. I think enough. Okay, guys, this all about our presentation here for today. Thank you so much for all for my group and all of my friends. Thank you so much for listening our presentation. Thank you so much for Mr. Munawir. And the last, let's close this presentation by reciting Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah. Okay, and saya Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Okay,
wabarakatuh.
please don't leave because screenshot ya. Bu FT.
Perlu di screenshot nggak sih ini? Nggak usah, langsung kayak gini aja nanti.
Nggak paham.
Saat
Terserah udah ya? Udah ya?
sudah.
Oke, udah.
Sudah masuk semua.
See you guys.
See you.
See you. Lah, kok belum keluar?